Orange here. Welcome to another video. Welcome to Path to Decency episode 15. We have some summons to do at the end, a super special legendary scroll, and then 5 mysticals. I was kind of worried that we wouldn't have any summons to do because I used most of them when I was summoning for Verde and Chasun. So I was worried about that, but somehow I managed to get enough mysticals from whatever. So we'll have some summons, that'll be great. So I'm going to go over everything that happened in the last week progression-wise on my account, and a lot happened. So I have a lot of good stuff to go over and some stuff to think about in the future. So some of my episodes, I've kind of been a little bit lost progression-wise. Like there was one episode where I was like, I'm gonna get into Necro. And then the next week I was like, I don't think I can actually do that right now. I don't think that'd be a smart decision, and it's very far away because I don't have enough violent runes. So some of my episodes have been like a little bit, I don't know, not so fleshed out. But this one, a lot of opportunities are presenting themselves to me. I've been noticing that some decisions have been more clear than others, which we'll kind of get to in the end. And what I mean by that is, of course, I have Verde here. I just summoned him, so it's very clear to me that I need to work on my Speed Dragons team next, which will then open up opportunities for Necro and TOA Hard, because those monsters that I'm going to use for TOA Hard and Necro, and that everyone should use for TOA Hard and Necro, are going to be on violent runes. So that's kind of making sense to me, and then of course that leads into I can start preparing those monsters then. So while I'm farming dragons, if I happen to get an EXP booster or whatever, I can start preparing those monsters for Necro and TOA Hard and kind of just play it by ear, see how things go. What if I summon a Nat 5? What if I want to work on it? I try to, stay mobile with my decisions and stuff like that. Especially because this is my first playthrough of this game, basically. So I've really kind of not really too much of an idea of what I'm doing. I mean, I do know quite a bit, as you guys can probably tell from my series. I've done quite a bit of research and stuff like that, but I'm still kind of wading through it by myself and figuring things out. So, into the content. Okay, I'm going to give you guys spoilers from my 2 past summoning videos, so pause now if you don't want spoilers. Okay, I'm giving you guys time to pause and go watch those. Okay, we're getting into spoilers now. So, on my Verde summoning session, I did indeed summon a Verde, which kind of was a spoiler because you can see him here. And then from my Chasun summoning session, I did summon a Chasun. The reason I chose both of those monsters were because I believe they're probably the most OP Nat 4s, depending on what we're talking about. Progression-wise, they're the most OP Nat 4s. Hands down. Chasun, maybe not so much. I mean, she can be used for like a Giants team, but I'm not going to use her for one because I'm moving into Speed Giants with no healer. And then Chasun can be used for TOA Hard, whatever. A lot of people say she's amazing. And PvP, so I haven't tried her myself, so I don't know if she will be amazing in TOA Hard. We will have to see. So I summoned both of them, and I'm working on my Verde now, just like I said, to get into my Speed Dragons team, to farm those violent runes that will then open up opportunities for me in TOA Hard and Necro. So I'm working on those. Last week I had to farm enough materials to awaken them. I awakened both of them, and I 6-starred my Verde. I don't actually know if I'm going to 6-star my Chasun now, because I don't know if I have runes for her. She wants similar runes to a lot of monsters. The most similar is Vero. So like her and Vero are kind of clumped together with a lot of speed and a lot of HP, and then if you can get some defense or resistance subs, those would be good. Chasun, I don't think she really needs that much accuracy. I mean, I'm pretty sure she doesn't, but I'm just saying I'm not totally sure because I haven't actually talked to anyone about that. But I just don't think she needs accuracy because what does she have? A glancing hit? Like, is that really necessary to have accuracy on? Probably not. She's more of just a speedy healer who you need to be alive so she can actually heal people. So, speaking of dragons, I will show you guys a dragon's run. So, I was basically just talking about Chasun and how I don't know if I'm going to 6-star her right now. She's just at 5 stars. I will have to see if I have runes for her or if I can get her hooked up on free rune removal day. All of my decisions will be made later. I know a lot of people, whenever they pull something really good, like a 5-star, a lot of people tell them, oh, 6-star that right now as soon as possible. Well, that's probably not the best decision if you have no runes for it, or if it's going to be a really crappy monster because you have crappy runes on it. So I'm going to wait on Chasun for now. If I, maybe next week I'll be like, hey, I actually went through my runes and I found out that I had some for her. I could possibly rune her and see how she is. Like I said, I know she's one of the best monsters in the game, so that could be a possibility. And then as for my dragons runs, that's kind of what I'm focusing on now. I'm a little bit unsatisfied with the time. I just hit a new personal best or whatever, like a minute ago before I started recording, which was 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I think the actual run time's like 3 minutes to like 3 minutes and 30 seconds or so, which isn't the best. I would like it to be faster, but I don't know if I can make it faster right now. I might just have to settle with the time. So, to actually come up with this team that I have right here, I had to put some thoughts into it, and I tested a bunch of other teams. My favorite thing to do with figuring out teams right now that I'm going to be using is just testing them. Hall of Heroes is coming up tomorrow, so what I'm going to do for that is I'm probably going to stick with a team just like you see here, kind of a standard one, but I think I might do McKean instead of Veligul, and then I'm going to try maybe Theomars instead of Sig. So I'm just going to test out teams. If that doesn't work, in the last Hall of Heroes, I found out, hey, I don't actually need a Reser, nothing's dying. So I took out McKean because she's kind of useless. I mean, she is on Despair for me. She brings a little bit of utility, but I was like, I can put something else in, like Lagmar on or something, and make my runs faster. So that's the way that I figure teams out. So I'm kind of wondering how I can make this team faster. And I tried out Spectra instead of Veligul because I kind of figured, I was thinking to myself, like, what's actually slowing the run down? Then I was watching, and what's slowing the run down is the dragon getting immunity and me not having a defense break on the dragon. If I don't have a defense break, I'm doing less damage. So I thought to myself, well, I've seen a lot of people using Spectra, so why don't I try him? My Spectra isn't really built too well. I tried him, and the whole kind of thought process behind that for me was, hey, so the immunity's kind of messing me up. What if I slow down the crystal on the right with Spectra, and Spectra actually does bring quite a bit of damage because of the HP scaling on his, like, big nuke spell? So I'm like, okay, that makes sense to me. That's why Spectra is so good. So I tried out Spectra. I'm probably going to try him in the future. I think I got really lucky on this run. Sometimes the immunity just sticks and no one can remove it. Bella misses, Veligul misses. Veligul doesn't have any accuracy, I don't think. So some runs are better than others, so I'm going to continue to see what I can do to speed it up. I do plan on working on my Spectra, like, rune-wise on free rune removal day. So if I can... 321, that was pretty slow. I mean, I guess it's kind of fast. It's good if the runs are successful, like if I don't fail at all, and I haven't so far. I was actually failing when my Verde was like 5-star or 4-star. I think it was just 5-star. He was failing, he was dying, but now he does not die because he has more HP. So I will be working on Spectra, and then once I have him built, I'm going to test him out, and I will probably be doing some research on Reddit, or sometimes I watch some people stream, or I watch, mainly just streams. Sometimes I catch some people streaming who are further progressed than me, and I kind of notice what they're using, and I'm like, okay, he's using this, so maybe I should try that too. So I will just keep trying things whenever they present themselves to me. Like, I'm not building Spectra particularly for dragons, it's mainly for TOA hard, but he also doubles for dragons, so I'm going to try him out. Okay, so that was a bunch of dragons talk. Now, last week I also finished TOA normal, and I'm more than halfway through hard. For TOA normal, the whole run took me like 3 hours and 30 minutes, I think, to finish the whole thing, which was a bit slower than I expected. And for those of you wondering what my scrolls were, my light and dark was a dark penguin knight, and then my legendary was another JoJo. I'll show you guys. 2 JoJos, and then the penguins down here. I've already had that JoJo for like a while. So yeah, those were my summons from that. And I had recorded all of my videos on my laptop. Like, TOA reset really late, and I stayed up pretty late to do it, and I recorded the videos, and I was kind of doing the bosses really sloppily, so I wasn't really satisfied with my videos. And then I thought, hey, it's in the spirit of TOA to summon the scroll as soon as you get it. You know, I stayed up for, I sat here for 3.5 hours and did it. Let's just summon the scroll, and I'll just have that in my recording. Turned out to be a JoJo and a Dark Penguin Knight. Okay, whatever. So I may include those. I actually re-recorded TOA videos with a weaker team, kind of, so I might actually put those out. Those were my summons, and then I'm on TOA Hard 63, maybe? I'll check in a second. So the only level that really gave me trouble so far on TOA Hard was the Jolteon level, because I was finding that the Jolteons were really, really tanky, which meant that I was moving too many times, basically. It took me too long to kill them, and I was critting too much, and they were killing me. So what I had to do was I had to use my Thrain to beat that level, and my Thrain has, like, pretty bad runes. And this is the level I'm talking about. So my Thrain worked, I passed it, and then I am currently on 63. I haven't done that one yet. I think I did, but I think I failed, so... I'm hoping to eventually push to 70 and finish that every month, and then at that point I'm going to have to assess. 70 is like my goal right now because it's like pretty close. I mean, I hope it's pretty close, and once I get to 70 I will try to push further and then see, is 80 realistic now or not? I'm gonna have to see. The whole thing with TOA Hard and what I think I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to build really solid monsters and get all my monsters' stats in a good place. Like, I'm talking about like my Mav, my Spectra, my Verde, maybe even my Chasun, and what else? My Thrain. So once those monsters have runes that are in a good spot, then I should be able to easily progress as long as I'm playing all the levels very smart and I'm paying attention to what monsters are on the levels and what I need to bring to beat those monsters, basically. So, like I said with my whole dragons talk, I'm going to be farming a lot of dragons now that I have my speed team, and it should be very successful. Few failures on dragons. That'll open up TOA Hard and open up Necro for me. So... let me talk about the anniversary event really quick. So this is kind of like anniversary event part 2, because the event's like a pretty long event. I think I need to collect my reward or whatever for the cakes. So I already finished the cakes like last week because I was going to finish that before Verde came up in the summoning stone rotation, or before I chose to summon for him, because I wanted to make sure the mysticals weren't a Verde. I was like really, being really careful for that. So, daily check-in events already done, and then the 2-year anniversary cakes, I already did that. And then we have the Hall of Heroes coming up, which is a bunch of monsters that you can choose from, and I'm going to choose Arya. I'm probably not going to get into why she's a good choice. I just read a bunch of stuff on Reddit and a lot of people's personal opinions that she's very good for basically any player. She's probably the best choice unless you have a very specific need, like if you want to skill up your Verde to make him a damage dealing Verde or something really specific like that. So I will be farming Arya tomorrow, and I will be farming as many skill ups as possible. I'm pretty sure I'm only going to be able to do B2, and if the Wind Neostone Agent Hall of Heroes is any indicator of how many I can farm, it should be about 7 total, I believe. It could be different because I got Verde. My runs could just be like way faster. I have no idea. I'm just going to have to see. So I wanted my Verde to be ready for that. So I'm going to be getting Arya. She needs 14 skill ups. That's insane. The Fire Succubus is a fusible monster for more skill ups. So I probably am not going to build my Arya yet. I'm just going to be using the monsters that I have so far for TOA Hard. Meaning, for TOA Hard, I'm going to be using Beretta, Vero, Bella / Chasun. Spectra slash Bernard, or Spectra slash Bernard slash Vertihile, Shannon, Thrain, Mav, stuff like that, right? Those are my main, that's like my monster pool for TOA hard so far. So I'm gonna get her and she'll be an option for me for TOA hard. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to really need her, but I have opted into farming as many skill ups as possible because she needs 14. So we'll have to see about that. And then I believe the event 4 is a, hold on. No, I don't know what event 4 is yet. So then we've already done the dungeon, the Angelmon, Rainbowmon, Devilmon. I farmed only the Rainbowmon and the Devilmon. The Angelmon aren't really worth it energy-wise to do, so I didn't do that. Burning Time, I sort of did that, but I forgot about it because I just kind of forgot, and I was like, oh, it's Burning Time, shoot, I missed it. Then 5 Wishes, whatever. And then Unlimited Energy is what we have coming up here soon, and I believe I am going to probably be doing either dragons or actually probably dragons. It depends if I have an EXP booster going. If I have an EXP booster, I might do Fame in Hell. If not, I'll do dragons. So that's kind of the main announcement with the 2-year anniversary. Farming Aria, basically, tomorrow at noon. I will be doing that, and I will be spamming crystal refills, all of that good stuff. And there was also a Wind Charger Shark secret dungeon last week, and I farmed enough to skill up my Dark Charger Shark because I heard the dark one's like okay, so I was like, okay, I'll just farm enough skill ups and get it out of the way right now, just in case I ever want to use one. It's not going to cost that much energy. It is kind of a waste, but I'm just going to get it out of the way. And then I decided to farm 1 extra shark in case it's a part of the new fusion monster. I had a little bit of a fail there. I only farmed 36 out of 40 pieces. Somehow I forgot to do the last 4 for the last Charger Shark. So it'll all be cool if it's not actually a part of the new fusion. If it is, I can then go ahead and in the guild shop, there's some scrolls that you can buy that will complete that monster for me, so I can summon another one if I don't already have one. Maybe I already have one in storage, I don't know. So that was kind of a fail. And then speaking of fails, I had another fail last week. I tried to get Conqueror in Arena, but I set my defense too late. I think I set my defense like Saturday night, and it wasn't enough to get Conqueror on Sunday. So you live and you learn. Today's Thursday, so I actually set my defense like this morning to play it super safe to get Conqueror again, because you guys saw all the crystals I had. That's basically my monthly allowance. That's what I have to survive off of for the next month. Of course, I'm going to get crystals from Arena and from World Boss whenever that dies, but all those crystals are pretty much all I have to use for the next month because I am free to play. I have spent $35 for those of you who know, but now I'm pretty much free to play, so I have to, basically, that's all I'm going to get this month. So I hope to get Conqueror with no refills. I think it's entirely possible. I think I'll be able to do it. I just have to play it smart, and I have to participate in Rush Hour. I have to save up my wings at the right time. So I'm going to start saving my wings 5 hours before Rush Hour starts, which Rush Hour is the hour before, like the hour leading up to the arena tally. So I'll be saving enough wings up until then so I can do Rush Hour and make sure I get Conqueror. And, let's see. Also this week, I managed to do a couple of arena list clears, which gave me like 2 extra wings, which is like small, but it does matter because that helps me get a little bit more glory points, like more than I would usually get if I didn't do list clears. So that was something that I noticed this week. I'm like, that's kind of weird. I actually did like 5 list clears so far, and that's really never happened before. And it's starting to get to the point where I can't do list clears, so I'm just using my instincts about what teams I should avoid and what teams I can beat. And now we're getting into the very end of the video right before the summons. So for things that I'm doing next week and in the future, I kind of already talked about most of it. Like, I am going to farm a bunch of dragons as much as possible, like the Hall of Heroes tomorrow, and then all of these crystals, I'm going to try to spend all of them on dragons to start getting violent runes for my TOA hard monsters and my necro monsters. Actually, I also pulled a Shihua, so I'm considering using Shihua leader instead of Yen leader. Right there, my Shihua that I summoned on my Chasun video. Okay, we've got another guild battle. So yeah, just dragons, working on those runes, necro TOA hard, and one of the biggest questions I was asking myself is, what am I going to do now? Am I going to continue to buy summoning stones, or am I going to buy Ifrit pieces? And I have decided to continue going with the summoning stones because I have another monster on my list that I want to obtain. That monster is Briand. So that's the next monster I'm hunting down after Verde and Chasun. I have, I think, 40 summons, maybe more. 41 summons for Briand. And the reason I'm doing that is because I've seen a lot of stuff on Reddit. I've seen a lot of stuff mainly on Reddit, sometimes some on streams, about Briand being one of the best progressional monsters, especially because I don't really have a strong reser. All I have is McKean. Of course, she's okay, but I see a lot of people saying that they use Briand for everything, for TOA hard autos. Let me find Briand here. So that's the next monster I'm going for. Of course, I could change my mind at any time if I happen to hear something else or whatever. And Briand does have that resistance lead, which is good for raids if you want to, if someone else has an HP leader, because all I really have right now is an HP leader. So I think I'm going to go for Briand, and I might actually look into making Briand my first transmog. So I've accumulated 60 points total for transmogs, and I kind of want to do Soha, but I'm going to have to see. I'm really looking forward to when my Soha is going to be good eventually, when I can do Necro. She should actually be like a good farmer. She's just like okay now, but I'm kind of excited to when she can be good. So I like the animations of her transmog. They seem like more minimalist than her current transmogs, or her current animations. So I'm kind of thinking about Soha or Briand because yellow is my favorite color, and I kind of like the Death Knight transmog. They kind of look cool, or yeah, Briand kind of looks cool, so I don't know, that was kind of a random thing. And then also, two other monsters that are looking very tempting for 6 stars are my Orochi and my Thrain, because I kind of feel like maybe if I 6-star Orochi, my Giants runs will be faster and smoother. I have been failing a little bit, so I kind of feel like maybe Orochi, I could look into doing that. Of course, I don't have to do that now because my whole plan is to farm a bunch of dragons. So I'm thinking, maybe Orochi could be better, and what else would I do here? Galleon. There was like another monster that I was thinking about. Yeah, I don't know, maybe just Orochi there. Oh yeah, I think I would do Orochi instead of Theomars. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to think about that. And then Thrain was looking really good because of how much he's been helping me in TOA hard, and he would speed up my TOA hard clears, or as far as I can get, like by a lot, because of just how many dots he puts out. He's on Violent, and he would just be putting out so many dots. My clears would be faster, which means I have more time for other stuff. So for TOA hard for now, it's just going to be a thing that I do when I have nothing else to do. So like I told you guys, the past 3 days, I wasn't really doing very much. I was just waiting around for that EXP booster to get my Verde to level 35, so then I could use my leftover fodder, because my Verde was like level 30. And I'm like, crap, he's like not 35 yet. I can't, get a EXP boost from 6-starring him yet. So I was kind of waiting around, so that's when I did TOA hard. So that's kind of like a thing that I do when I have nothing else to do. So that's all I have for this episode besides the summons, so let's go ahead and do the summons right now. Okay, let's start with the mysticals first and then do the legendary scroll. Here we go. Fodder. Fodder. That warbear's so annoying, it has a res. Adrian, yay! More skill ups for my Adrian. I think I'm going to save that one to use it to... Wait, my Adrian's already 6-star. Never mind. I'm just going to put that on my Adrian right now. No lightning. That's okay though, because I had a lot of lightning on my Chasun video, so here we go for the legendary. I hope it's in that 5. That would be awesome. Oh baby. Oh baby, a Tyron! Hell yeah! That's what's up. Hell yeah. Tyron's pretty good. A lot of people like Tyron. That's probably one of the few pulls that I've gotten from mysticals that have been good. So far I think I've gotten Tyron, Soha, who like kind of counts because she was a farmer, especially when I needed one early game. Shihua, what else have I gotten? I don't really know. He's probably one of the pretty good ones. And Velajewel, but that's a nat 5. Oh, I got, what's it called? Galleon, but I think that was from a mystical. So, let's see, what can I do with Tyron? Okay, I could possibly build him. I know a lot of people who would, like, love to build Tyron if they got him right away, but I don't really know if I'm going to, because I already have my Shimate, who has a faster leader skill. So Tyron is 19%, and then my Shimate is 24% in arena. So I might just stick with my Shimate for now. I could always look into building Tyron, though. I'll have to see how stuff works out, I guess. So, pretty good summon, actually. So I think that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next video.